This is Windy Hill, home of the Essendon Bombers. In 1974 in round 7, an event happened at this ground that is now etched in folklore. It was a clash of the Sash Jumpers, the Essendon Bombers versus the Richmond Tigers. The game was a stage for a massive all-in brawl that was reported as the most shameful event of the decade and became known as the Windy Hill Brawl. The pre-match reporting hinted that something was brewing between the two sides, with Richmond coming off a humiliating loss from the week before. Our story starts on a cold, windswept Saturday afternoon in the grandstand of Windy Hill.
You can see as you look out there in the west that there's a storm brewing. That storm will arrive later this afternoon, but it's nothing compared to the storm that brewed up on that flank and that wing in 1974.
Richmond's Mal Brown clashed with Essendon's Graham Jenkins as the teams moved towards the locker rooms at the half-time siren. After Essendon runner Laurie Ashley went out of his way to confront and abuse Brown, Brown struck Ashley, starting a 15-minute bench-clearing brawl that involved players, team officials, trainers, fans and police. Richmond's Brian Roberts was left with a broken nose, while Essendon's trainer Jim Bradley and a fan were both knocked unconscious and had to be carried from the arena on stretchers.
Being pushed out of the pack now. Police trying to break up this very sordid incident at Windy Hill. Mal Brown holding his hands up to the crowd. If that's a gesture of victory, I don't know whether it's good or bad.
Here is the story according to Richmond's rover and acting captain Kevin Bartlett. Richmond's Mal Brown grabbed Essendon's Graham Jerker Jenkins by the balls, recalled Bartlett. Then John Casson came off the bench and jumped on the back of Mal, and then he started throwing punches. That's where it should have ended, but unfortunately the Essendon players got involved because Mal Brown was whacking John Casson while hanging on to Graham Jerker Jenkins' balls at the same time. The fight should have stopped there, but then Richmond players got incensed and had a crack at the Essendon players who were having a crack at Mal Brown, who was still punching John Casson while holding Graham Jerker Jenkins by the balls. Then the Essendon committee got involved. Bartlett's record of events sounded a lot like the nursery rhyme, "There was an old lady who swallowed a fly." By the time the fight was in full flight, Richmond fans were punching Essendon fans who were punching Richmond's committee, who were punching Essendon's committee, who were whacking Richmond players, who were whacking Essendon players, who were whacking Mal Brown, who still had Graham Jerker Jenkins by the balls, said KB. This was the reason it all began. The brawl was the subject of a police investigation. Police charges were laid against 4 players and 3 officials, including 2 assault charges. All players and officials were cleared of these charges on the 11th of September. The VFL demanded that Richmond pay a fine or face indefinite suspension, but the VFL dropped the fine on appeal.
The ground is quiet today. But the ghosts of the past are never far away.